difficult.
What up, what up, what up, what up, y'all? Welcome to this special edition of the Sports Fans Podcast, coming to you as always from StreamYard. I am one of your hosts on here, the one and only. My name's Jamal. You can find me on any type of platforms, pretty much on IG, Facebook, Sports Fans Podcast, doing a NFL show podcast, any of those things. Right now, I got my boy in here, D. What up, man?
Maul, what's good, baby?
Bro, the last word I want to use right now is the word good. That's not the word
Okay,
I'm trying to use. That I'm not trying to use that right now tonight.
okay. Look,
So,
D
so,
Trick, Game Changer
so,
Sports Talk,
so.
right
But
here kicking it with my peoples up on the Sports Fans Podcast. It's my
right,
motherfucking dog. So we gonna talk about this latest incident that happened. I feel
I
like Maul on 10 right. I feel like Maul on 20 right now. So
uh,
Maul, please.
if some of y'all are in the gutter right now or don't know what the hell we're talking about right now, we're talking about right now a heartbreaking loss that the Cavaliers took to the Indiana Pacers by the score of 120 to 119. Cavaliers led mostly the whole game through. The whole game through. But just like it's like any sport, it ain't how you start,
It's how
it's
you
how you finish.
finish.
Donovan Mitchell, 48 heroic points, pretty much making up for three key players missing. Darius Garland, missing. Hunter, missing. Evan Mobley, missing. But in the end, it wasn't enough. Max Strus tried to do his part, but it wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough.
Jared Allen tried to do his part, wasn't enough. How did Indiana win this game? They kept chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. All five starters for Indiana were in double figures. Siakam had 12 points. Neesmith had 23. Miles Turner had 23. Nemhard had 13. Tyrese Halliburton, the guy who was rated by his own peers the most overrated player in the NBA, scored 19 points, but three of those points hurt the most. Cavaliers had a 5 point lead, pretty much less than a minute to go. But the inbounds, they couldn't inbound the ball. They turned the ball over. They couldn't get the offensive rebound off of two free throws missed. Two of them. One of them pretty much had, where is he at right now? Had Mathune after Pascal Siakam missed two free throws. Nobody boxed out Mathune. And what did he do? Put back slam.
Matherin, you talking about Bennett
Mathurin,
Mattherin?
yeah, yeah, put down a putback dunk that cut it down. And they kept chipping away and chipping away. Couldn't inbound the ball. Couldn't do none of that stuff. Donovan Mitchell, even though everybody says, well, he only played like he only played a few minutes. Played 36 minutes. Those 36 minutes you might as well just say he played like 48 or 60 minutes. Period. Because this man gave everything he possibly could. It's very hard to make up for let's say three key pieces that the Cavaliers have been missed, that Cavaliers were used to having on the floor. You know, Ty Jerome, I don't know where the fuck he's been. I don't know where the hell is happening to him. He all of a sudden was doing everything against the Miami Heat, but here's the one thing I said, And I think Natalie, whenever she gets here, the sports league, whenever she get here, can attest to me when I said this. I said everybody's like, "Oh, it's Indiana, man." I'm like, listen to me, Indiana is the hard one that we're going to have to face. This is a bad matchup for these boys. Indiana has the size, and they're not going to shoot as many threes, you know what I'm saying, but they can score. Let's give them credit. They can score. But they're going to take those twos. They're going to take that chip, layup and stuff like that. Okay, we can give you a layup and stuff like that. I mean, they're going to give you a layup. Okay, cool. Okay, you're going to give us that jump shot that's like 10 feet away. Cool, we'll take that. Those points count too. That's what it is. And Donovan, and at the end, the Cavaliers literally ran out of gas. So, D, tell me what do you think went wrong and how we lost this game?
Um. Okay. Before I do that, right? Um. Let's get some shout outs, right? Donovan put up 48 and 9 assists.
Mm-hmm.
That Struess had. I gotta get. I love Struess, and they ain't giving him all his credit. Matt Struz had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and I'm sure he had 2 blocks on Miles
Mm-hmm.
Turner, and they're not giving him credit for it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sam Merrill. Sam Merrill. Oh my God. I loved you today. I don't know why they went away from what was working. Javante Green came in and gave what I thought were great minutes in the first half. And I don't
Agreed.
know why he
Agreed.
didn't play in the second half. Craig Porter Jr. was the catalyst for the turnaround. And
Agreed on
his
that.
play in the second half blew my mind. Isaac Okoro didn't hit on the offensive end, but his work on defense, the weak side rebound, the weak side defense on the perimeter and in the paint, we not overlooking that. Everybody be talking shit about Okoro, but he did what he did his job.
Right.
The reason the Cavs lost today was because of Coach Kenny. It had nothing to do with player effort. It had nothing to do with their heart. It had nothing to do with their physicality. Coach Kenny got out coached, and he went away from what worked. Coach Kenny said, "I have 13 guys I can play." Well, when Jared Allen was getting tired and they was getting more physical, where the was Tristan Thompson?
Exactly. Even though he's an offensive liability, this is a guy who's a big body right there. Hell, yes. The moment. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you finish, man.
So Merrill hitting, Strus hitting, Ty Jerome not hitting. Once Ty Jerome became ineffective, Jalen Tyson, should have been inserted in the game. He was your
Agreed.
extra wing that is a
Agreed.
little bigger than Tyson than Ty Jerome. He isn't the ball handler Ty Jerome is, but he gives you a little bit of everything, and he's young. So you could have put him in with Craig Porter, with Merrill,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd have had some, especially with Tristan.
Mm-hmm.
You needed somebody else who could at least get some type of shot and run with Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Coach Kenny and Coach, you had a great. So I'm being very over dramatic when I say this. Um, Not playing Craig Porter Jr. and Javante Green in the second half of this game is a fireable offense.
At least, and at least the start of the fourth quarter could have played them then. Give Donovan Mitchell just a tad bit of rest. You know, yeah, they're offensive liability. I get that, but that time when we were pushing the ball, and at times that we were up on them on defense and stuff like that, they gave Nemhart. You know, what I'm saying Craig Porter gave Nemhart fits. Turnover after turnover. That gave Halliburton fits. I mean, I just don't understand. Yeah, the coaching at the end. Yeah, it was. You played a pretty damn good game up until the pretty much the last minute. The
No,
last minute, pretty much.
Mm-mm. That's a lie. They started playing bad basketball about the 7 minute mark of the third quarter. They started playing bad basketball. Okay, Indiana started gaining confidence again. At that part of the game, Craig Porter re-entering the game would have been demoralizing. Javante Green re-entering the game would have been demoralizing. Tristan Thompson, fresh in the middle of the third, would have been demoralizing.
To them, to
To
Indiana,
Indiana,
to
exactly.
Indiana. Let's see, let's go there.
As far as offensive philosophy, okay, Indiana cannot stop the Cavs from getting to the paint.
No,
You can't.
not
So
at all.
why is Donovan Mitchell the pick and roll ball handler and not the roller?
Because because his outside game has been off. So he figured
Right.
as though,
So make him the
okay,
roller. Now,
right.
when he come off the pick, guess what? Whoever ball handling, especially if it's Ty Jerome, has a free lane to the hole. Because now they either gotta follow Jerome and let Donovan get the ball in the paint already. And once he get it under the three, it's only one or two dribbles. It's only a dribble, 2 steps to the rack. They can't stop you. So now you're not expending all that energy dribbling the ball down the court. This is another reason why I understand why Craig Porter wasn't in the game.
Ty Jerome and Dean Wade shot for a combined 2 of 18 from the field. And they were starters. 2 of 18 from the field. How many blown layups did Ty Jerome miss today?
Yeah,
This guy
I'm just
shot
saying
four.
because
He
Dean
shot
only
14.
had 4 shots.
Yeah,
Then he
but
had 10 rebounds. He had a
right,
plus minus of 5. He had
right.
2 assists and a steal.
But it
Everybody's
breaks
not going to score.
it breaks even though when Dean Wade had a +5 and then Ty Jerome had a -5.
Ty
And
Jerome
the,
played too many minutes. This is what I'm saying. Ty Jerome is a bench player. He never should have started. Let's start with Ty Jerome shouldn't have started this game.
would you have been better off just putting in the reason they put in Ty Jerome because he's a better ball handler. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the
So
reason why.
what? Hey,
I
guess
would have
what? Guess what?
was that
A lineup of Donovan Mitchell, Matt Strus, Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade, and Jared Allen
Jared Allen.
got you a 15-game winning streak, a 16-game winning streak last season.
I agree.
So what are we
Actually this
talking
season.
about?
I
That's
agree.
the size, the physicality, and guess what? Just about any one of them could have brought the ball up to a degree. All right.
And on top of that, let's talk about another thing. Getting the ball in bounds. If anything, okay, Donovan Mitchell, I would have rather had him throw the ball in bounds. He's already on fresh. He's not. I mean, you're having this guy running full speed on fresh legs, trying to get open. Okay, cool. You know what? One of my best players. Here, you throw the ball in bounds. That's fine. He's gonna find somebody. He's gonna find either a Ty Jerome or a Jared Allen. He's gonna find somebody. At least they can get open, so they can go ahead and hit the free throw. Instead of you had Dean Wade. Was it Dean Wade that was getting the ball out of that was having the ball out of bounds?
No, he had Matt Strus.
Oh, he had Masters. Yeah, okay, not his forte.
That'd have been a good spot for Jalen Tyson.
Yeah,
That'd have been a good
but as
spot
you
for
get,
Jalen Tyson.
yeah, just to get the ball in bounds. Period. But you know what? Credit to Indiana, and I shouldn't be saying this. They kept chipping away. They kept. I mean, it was times where we had where the game could have just been blown out of the water and been like boom, like whatever. They could have been like, you know what, guys, we lost this game. Let's pack it up. Let's pack it up. But the moment we were getting ready to blow the door open, all of a sudden you want to come down and shoot that wide open. You want to shoot that three, and we're not hitting it. The threes are not falling for us in this series. So let's say so far, because even though we're down 2-0, folks, the series ain't over. We still got, what I'm saying, we still, quote unquote, still have some series, still have a couple games, a few games to go. We have 5 games to win. I mean, to make up for, you
Man,
know,
wait, hold on,
it's
wait.
it's
Time out. We're not panicking. Okay, I hear, I hear Detroit. Since they're at home, they want company. It's okay. You know, um, I see people in the comments talk about sweep, and I mean, listen, if the Cavs get swept, because anything's possible, right? The Cavs get swept, we can have that conversation if it happens. Okay,
right.
Indiana is playing good ball. Okay,
Absolutely.
but Indiana has had to play damn near perfect to beat us while we're struggling. Okay, I take that as a positive. There's a few things, if we just reverse a little bit, you will be cool. Indiana favors the matchup of Allen versus Halliburton. So stop letting him switch.
He wasn't but he wasn't the person that was on him when he hit that three. It was Ty Jerome. I got that.
Ty Jerome shouldn't have been. This is my whole thing, though. He's not hitting. He shouldn't play. He's
No,
not
no,
hitting.
I'm talking about on the defense. I'm talking about on that last play on the defensive side.
Ty
I
Jerome's
got you on that part.
defense totally depends on his offense. If his offense isn't clicking, his defensive intensity drops. You know what I'm saying? You need it fresh. Indiana's running. You have young guys. You needed shots,
And
bro. You could have put a
and
Devontae.
this is a perfect series for Darius Garland. Perfect series for him if he's on the floor, if he's healthy.
But listen, I ain't gonna lie. He got a big toe injury.
I got that.
Soon as I heard that, I said, bro, he shouldn't play to the finals. Donovan, you getting paid that money. You still got pieces. Now, I will say this too. Mobley, I don't think should play Friday either. A lot of people are going to be mad at me saying this, okay? But the Cavs made it to the second round. They did their job. I'm not packing in the year. I'm just telling you what I've been saying all year. Their number one goal was to make it back to the second round. And they did that with no problem.
Yeah, but it's not like Indiana. I mean, it's not like the Miami Heat was. Miami Heat was. Come on, man.
I mean, Miami's problem was Indiana problem last year. If Miami keeps that same team, they're going to be Detroit of this year, next year. You know what I'm saying? Because chemistry matters. Indiana didn't even hit their stride until Tyrese came back after the All Star break. So it's not like the pieces in place. My thing about Indiana is they're just playing with synergy. They're just playing to the script and it's getting them by. Okay. There's nothing wrong with them riding the high. I'm not tripping on the Cavs losing a playoff game at home, 2 games at home. I'm not tripping
I mean, yeah,
because
we've been down this road before.
yeah. And we not getting blew out. Like we beating ourselves. It's not like
Literally,
Indiana winning these games. Like we're literally beating ourselves. So I don't think, but again, I don't think it has anything to do with player effort. I don't think it has anything to do with trying. I don't think it has anything to do with the missed threes. I think this comes down to championship head coach Rick Carlisle understanding how to utilize his team against a top seed. Remember who he is. Rick Carlisle's a coach who's been a number one seed and been put
Correct.
on the eighth seed. He's been a guy who's took a lower seed and won a championship, which some will argue is was one of the hardest championship paths, right? Even
And
though
this is
I
a,
argue he had like five Hall of Famers, six Hall of Famers on that team, whatever. But
and this is a team that's been to the conference finals.
mhm,
So just as much as we got a lot to play for because of our record, and we did everything to earn that number one seed, Indiana is battle tested. Yeah, they played against a wounded, Milwaukee team, and Giannis. They said, "Okay, Giannis, go off, do your thing, whatever." But the rest of y'all motherfuckers, y'all ain't getting shit. Yeah, they knew there was no stopping Giannis. And Dame was a shell of himself because of his Achilles. Once he tore his Achilles, I'm like, yeah, this
they
series
were
is
slow
over.
to die. They were slow
You
to die.
know, yeah. So yeah, we
I,
picked a bad we picked a bad time to get it. We picked a bad time to get injured. I know that for a fact.
no, I
Because
mean, no, listen. Okay, wait. Again, Darius Garland's injury was from physical play in Miami.
I got that.
It's playoff basketball happens. The problem is, it's the type of injury he has. In my opinion, his future is more important than his right now.
Hmm.
And this is why I'm okay with him not coming back until we are in the finals. Because your future is better than your right now. Times like this is where I look at the value of the coaching that
But
matters.
what's to say that this same Cavaliers team is going to be the same next year?
What reason would you have to change it?
We wouldn't have okay. Ty Jerome, 9 times out of 10, is going to want to be. It's probably. I mean, yes, the postseason probably is not showing and stuff like that, but he's probably going to want either a some more money or two want to go onto a team where he can start and probably do his thing.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
probably going to want to do that. So now we got to
Okay.
replace him.
We got
Then we got to
Craig
replace
Porter
him.
Jr. That's okay. We got Craig Porter Jr. That's fine.
Yeah, but that's okay. But Craig Porter Jr. is not a scorer as much as Ty Jerome was. You
He
know that.
don't gotta be a scorer because we
You
got
know.
scores. We got a Amani Bates coming up. We got a Jalen Tyson. Like we got other guys that's gonna be responsible for scoring. So you could be a point guard because our starting point guard is a scorer. We don't need you to score.
Well, Darius Garland. Yeah, when he's in the game, he's a trend. He changes. That's why I said this game, this series is tailor made for him.
It was. It is.
For Darius Garland, it's
It
tailor
is.
made for him because
He be going crazy.
Indiana. Think okay. Let's go back to game one. How did Indiana beat us? Transition points. The moment the Cavaliers scored, Indiana took right off at the field. The moment we're like, hey, yeah, great Scott. Oh, layup by Nembhard. Donovan Mitchell hit a monster dunk. All of a sudden, passing the ball up the field. I mean, up the field, up the court. Hey, layup, Miles Turner. Easily transition points.
Yeah,
They're
like
not
I
you
said,
know.
in my opinion, like I say, Kenny is getting out coached. It's not players are not doing their thing, except for Ty Jerome not hitting, but I'm not surprised. You
Do
know
you
what I'm
think that?
saying? Like I'm not. It's not bothering me because nobody hits all the time. Nobody hits all the time. And to be honest, Ty Jerome ain't had a cold streak all year, except for right now.
And this is the
So,
time where we really need you, yo.
but he needed, but again, it's a learning process for him too. So I'm not still tripping on him because you got to go through your processes.
Right.
The only problem with Ty Jerome's shot right now is he not getting enough umph on it. which tells me Ty Jerome is fatigued because the physical pressure of bringing up the ball against this press is taking away the extra energy he would have to finish his shots. He's not shooting the ball too long. All his shots are off the rim or rolling off, which tells me leg fatigue. All right. It ain't the accuracy, it ain't none of that. You just need to condition better for the playoffs. That's all it tells. But mentally, you can get over that. So
Right.
you're a liability on defense for this team because everybody, just about everybody on Indiana is athletic, and you're not that athletic. So this
Right.
is again where a Craig Porter Jr., a Javante Green, a Jalen Tyson, these is where these guys get off because they're just as athletic, if
You know what
not
this?
more athletic
You
as
know.
guys.
You know what this? You know what this series reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of that 2010 team that we had, where the Cavaliers were the number one overall seed,
Oh, win against
and
Boston.
we went against Boston, and what happened? Boston was like, "Nah, this ain't happening. Nah."
I mean, I would say this, right? Um, we have two people who have run a ring on our team, and Ty Jerome with the Warriors a couple years ago, and Tristan Thompson, of course, with the 16 Cavs and the Lakers, I think, the 20 Lakers. But Indiana has not only Rick Carlisle, but Pascal Siakam has been the number two on the championship team.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not giving the Cavs no excuses because I fully expect them to still win the series. But I am just pointing out facts about, hey, we ain't Indiana not no slouches. We ain't
But
saying that. We just said they taking advantage of the breaks. They
and that
catching breaks.
which is exactly what they supposed to do. They're not going to feel sorry. They'll be like, "Oh man, we ain't getting the best of the Cavaliers because they're playing Wounded Warriors. So maybe we're gonna hold back on them and stuff like that, and just make them, and go ahead and just let them have this one." Nah, this is playoffs. This is what everybody, when you get into the play, you play for this because ain't nobody's feeling sorry for us.
Man, did he say we should have kept? Okay, guess what? We got rid of JB for the same reason Detroit just lost to the Knicks. You
You
have
played your play.
no offensive system outside
You,
of your star.
you played your players way too much.
You know what I'm saying? Like
You
you
played
don't
your
know how to
stars.
utilize your
You
whole bench.
play your stars way too much. I agree. I agree. I
Kenny,
agree.
Kenny can utilize the whole bench. I think he's just being intimidated because it's Rick Carlisle over there. At
Shouldn't
the
matter
this
about that.
this is you're being out coached. Your players are the Cavs are giving maximum effort. I don't really see nobody really slouching like that or playing like they don't care. All right. But I do see you not utilizing everything. And I think what bothers me about a lot of coaches is they forget that the playoffs are about matchup. This is in any sport. This is a universal thing. It's about matchups.
I
What
think
guy do I have on my roster that will give the guy on your roster the most problems to be the least effective at what he does?
right,
And how can I integrate this guy into the natural flow of my regular players? The beautiful thing about the Cavs is everybody has gotten some type of wreck, some significant wreck this year. So
right,
Kenny shouldn't be afraid to pull the trigger. Struce is good for 20 minutes. What we got from Struce right now was stellar, and it's probably max all around effort Struce. Ty Jerome does not get in rhythm by starting because he doesn't get a chance to watch the game and see how he can be effective. You had no business starting Ty Jerome because you haven't
Hmm.
started Ty Jerome all year. You started a Coral. I don't even understand why a Coral will be in the dog.
No, no. There's been a few games where Ty Jerome has started. There has. There has. So,
That's it probably is. All right, but
so
it's not
I
an
just,
effective strategy. He's
I,
a
I,
six man.
I just think this matchup here with us against Indiana, and like I said, I told Natalie this. This is going to be a harder series to win. It's going to be more harder to win this series than it will be against potentially the Boston Celtics. It will be
Man,
because
go ahead.
it will be because the Boston Celtics. Well, you see what they live and die by. You saw that shit the other game. So, but I mean, let's okay. Let's just skip all this and let's skip all this. Let's look ahead to game three. I'm looking at the stats right now for game three. Game three is on a Friday at 5:30, pretty much. Right now, the Cavs are favorite by 3.5. You might as well just call that a push. So, and the matchup predictor right now has for ESPN, they got the Indiana Pacers winning this game and stuff like that. And honestly, come on. I mean, if you're the matchup predictor, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
So,
listen. I don't listen. I'm not tripping. I'm not bothered. I'm not concerned. Nothing. The
but you will.
Cavs have been making adjustments and the correct adjustments all year.
They just gotta
Um,
fin- they just gotta finish it. They just gotta finish it off. How many losses have we had what's the most losses we've had in a row I mean just all season? What has it been like 3, maybe 4?
maybe three, maybe four. I mean, I don't think that's relevant. I think next game he needs to figure out how to put um Mitchell, and I'll be real.
Do you think this could
Mitchell gonna be a little fatigued in game three. I mean, they don't play till Friday. What's today? Wednesday? Today Tuesday? Yeah, they don't play till Friday, so we got a few days to really get back right. But they haven't found a way to get Mitchell the ball inside the 3 point line and him operate from there. You have to identify the mismatches where you have guys on your roster that could beat their guys off the dribble. And you have to attack the paint while using your main guys as secondary guys. Now,
hmm
as far as stopping them in transition and after made baskets, the first thing we want to do is we want to run half court sets. Okay. On
you
top
think
of
the
running half court sets, by
you think
running
the,
half court sets instead of running up and down, because we can run up and down,
you
but
think the Cavaliers are you think the Cavaliers are playing too slow?
no, I
We
think they're playing too fast. Okay, Donovan gave you the blueprint already.
mm-hmm.
We can score in the paint
Mm-hmm.
and get to the line at will. That puts all their major guys in foul trouble. Like this is what I'm saying. This is coaching. This is a game of matchups and taking advantage. We want to get to the game that we want to play, but we got to get there. Like we're still at the beginning start. We got to get to the destination first so we can pull off this second move.
Exactly.
So
Because
this is go ahead.
go ahead. No, I was gonna say I think this team right now you think they're looking ahead to Boston potentially? Thinking
No,
like, okay, you know,
it's just happenstance. We just so happen to come off this series. They just so happen to come off a very intense series with the Bucks, right? After all the stuff ending the season, right? And you just caught the Cavs. You gotta go for good punch. It's a good fight. I'm not about to discredit nothing Indiana doing. I'm not about to overly be bad on the Cavs. The
Indiana
Cavs
doing
problem is they're being out coached. And
Indiana doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're coming in.
yeah,
They said, all right, we took
yeah,
one game from them. All right, cool. Now they're playing without three of their main guys. Cool. Let's just keep it close, which they did.
yeah,
And then they kept it close at the end. And then all of a sudden, when it was time to show up, they showed up, and you saw what happened.
Coach Kenny. If you play, okay, I don't. Well, Friday is probably enough time for Mobley ankle to get back right
What
because
about
nine
Hunter?
times out of 10, it probably wasn't something super major, but it was probably a tweak enough to where a two day.
He stepped on somebody. He stepped on somebody's foot. You come on. We've all done that. I've done that. Come on, man.
Yeah, so he need just so by Friday he'll be cool. So
What about?
Friday's game on offense, they
Hmm.
need to go point Mobley and post Spider. That's gonna be they go. Kenny also needs to play his youth. You got to remember a guy like Struess is close to 30. A guy like Mitchell, though in his prime at 27, he's still closer to
Hmm.
30. And he hasn't been playing big minutes all year, so he hasn't had the condition of running those type of minutes in back to back games. Right? So you have to use your entire bench. If you
Hmm.
need 3-point shooting, then you need to add a lineup that puts Amani Bates in the game.
Hmm.
And you gotta tell Amani, you gotta run. You gonna have to run, play good D. If Amani get foul trouble, so what? That's the fuck he there for. If Tristan get in foul trouble, so fucking what? That's what he there for. If Jalen
Hmm.
Tyson get in trial trouble, so what? That's what he there for. If Craig Porter get, that's what they there for. They should
Hmm.
get into a little foul trouble. They should play physical. They should be in the game letting them know that they trying to earn minutes, and whoever they going
Hmm.
against, they gonna give them that work. Because guess what? All three of those guys can hit open threes. All three of those guys can be an individual man off the dribble, which is what you need to win the series, bro. You need and somebody who can get you extra possessions. Who the fuck out there out muscling Tristan?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah, but
got
the thing, yeah, but the thing about that,
Absolutely.
but the thing about that is, okay, Tristan comes in the game. Okay, let's go back to the Pascal Siakam free throws. He missed one. He misses, and then all of a sudden he misses one. Okay, Tristan, you're in. Come in for Dean Wade. Cool. Put him down on the block. So now you got Jared Allen and you got Tristan Thompson right there down the block. Ain't no way homeboy coming in there with a tip dunk because you're not getting that over him. It ain't happening. So even though he's blocking out somebody else, that's not gonna happen. You know, offensive rebounds when it counted killed us also too, and we were doing good on those points.
That's where Tristan came in.
That's when Tristan would have came in, and yeah, that would yeah exactly.
Yeah, like and Tristan, listen, Tristan with a hard fouls because one thing for sure, if Tristan on the offensive end, Tristan is getting offensive rebounds, which is what he,
Correct.
which is allow you to have Jared Allen play back. If Jared ain't getting the lob and we get the rebound and it's a rebound attempt, there's nothing wrong with you telling Jared Allen start falling back on defense because Jared Allen is fast. So he'll
Hmm.
be already close to the half court line by the time what I'm saying, whatever happens with the rebound, you have to beat Jared Allen with the pass
Oh,
because you're
absolutely.
not guaranteed to beat him on foot.
because
Now,
he's taking off that. Yeah, he
so
he's
now
great on
you
pick and
got
roll.
so if you got, let's say, him and a Coro,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now you got two guys that's gonna protect the rim. Then
Mm-hmm.
you got Tristan getting the rebound and he kicking it back out to, a Donovan and a
The only
Mitchell.
yeah, but the only thing with him and stuff like that is that okay, now on offense it's pretty much 4 on 5. Pretty much that's about
Unless
it. But
not, no, it's not, because their weakness is giving up points in the paint. So that's where this is what I'm saying. Indiana is not allowing the Cavs to beat them by the three.
oh
They're
yeah.
giving them points in the paint. You have multiple guys on your team. If they can't do nothing else, they can get buckets around the rim. So you should be using that to your advantage. This is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is the type of series where you have to make Donovan Mitchell set the picks.
Mm-hmm.
He has to be the secondary ball handler, the secondary option on the play. Not because he's not the number one option. Because now it puts more pressure on the defense to think. Because now if Donovan Mitchell catches this pass at the free throw line, that's 2 points.
Unless they
Automatically,
double
you know the mid-range jumper, which he got, or the pump fake
he
to the hole with the
which
and
he's which he's been doing, which he was doing all game long.
one. But now he's not being tired out by having to initiate the offense. You
Mm-hmm.
have CPJ do that. You know what I'm saying? Because Craig Porter let you know that I could play with them. I could play with them. This is nothing. You still got
He
Javante Green down there.
let's like you said, he can play with them. How do you get everybody else on that same level?
I mean, I think everybody is on the same level. It's just that, listen, Okoro only took about 5 shots. He hit his 2 pointers, but he ain't hit his 3 pointers. I was
Okoro
mad
took
that
two
he missed the
shots.
one pass from Ty Jerome. I think that
Okoro
pass
took
that he missed would have got them both started. It was a good offensive play. It's just a mishap. I wasn't too mad at him about it. And
Okoro took two shots.
yeah, and then Okoro also, I feel like too they finding a way to use him.
Okoro took two shots. Sam Merrill took 10 shots. Green took just one shot. Craig Porter took one shot. That was it. So I think more production from the bench will be highly needed. You know, but like we said before, we had a couple guys who are used to playing on the bench, and now we're asking them to start when that's not their forte. In Dean Wade and in Ty Jerome, they're used to coming off the bench, giving Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland and probably giving those guys, and Evan Mobley, giving them a little breather while they come in and give them instant offense because they're fresh. Then all of a sudden they get to go back out, let Donovan and let everybody else do their thing, and then come back in probably mid third quarter after let the boy let the starters get a little bit of break. You give them some more instant offense, and then let Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen and Max Strus come in and do their thing. The person who played the most minutes out of everybody was Max Strus. He played 39 minutes. Donovan played 36. Jared played 38. Dean Wade played 30, and Ty Jerome played 28. So they were pretty much trying to split the minutes between Ty Jerome, Okoro, and Sam Merrill.
But you didn't but again, Coach Kenny. Hey, Coach Kenny, you're misusing the personnel, bro. It's not even a big deal. You're just making it a big deal. Okay. My suggestion to you would be to start Donovan, Struce, Okoro, and Tyson with Allen.
That's
I
if it. That's
would not
that.
play Garland. I would not play Mobley. I would not play Hunter. I
They're
would
gonna
not.
play.
I would not play neither one of them.
They're
No,
gonna play, man. They're gonna play.
man. Listen, for what?
They're gonna
Listen,
play.
this shit bigger than. Listen, Donovan Mitchell
If we look at it like
without
that,
him can beat the Pacers. Okay, but you're already down 2-0.
okay,
If
so we're
y'all
just gonna.
can't win one in game three, what am I bringing these guys back for? Now, if y'all win game three, then I bring Mobley and Hunter back for game four, and we go ahead and do the damn do. But guess what? Y'all
But we,
literally could have beat these guys without them.
but
Do not
we,
make
okay.
sense.
So so pretty much what you're saying is we're hoping and wishing that Ty Jerome find his rhythm again. Jared Allen keep doing your thing. Donovan Mitchell keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what you're saying.
I'm saying because listen, we're not getting listen. This is the part where people overreact. The Cavs are not getting smoked. This is
I
the
got that.
overreaction.
I got
Indiana
that.
won on a last second shot by a
But
guy
you're
that is supposed to be the
but
leader.
you're still telling. I got that part. But you're still telling us, you know what, guys, we got this. Even though we're gonna need you, we're gonna
Yeah,
save you
we
for
got this.
we got this. Even though we're gonna need you for next season, you guys just take your rest. Bullshit. No team in NFL, no team in NBA history has come back from a 3-0 deficit, which right now could be staring at us in the fucking face.
Man,
I'm not trying to have that. I'm not trying to have that. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to have that happen.
you're panicking. You're
It's
panicking.
not about. Okay,
You're panicking.
I'm just saying. Right now, we're kind of staring that in the face.
We staring down. Listen, the playoffs is game by game.
I
Okay,
got that.
you keep talking about they could lose this and lose that game. We ain't worried about game four. We just going into game three. And coming out of games one and two, guess what? I didn't have Darius. Mobley got injured early in the game, and Hunter got injured early in the third quarter. Right? Y'all was up. We still came back, and y'all barely won the game. All right, y'all won by 9.
Doesn't
But
matter
that's
because
y'all
barely
really,
won.
really won by like 4. Y'all won by 2 possessions, for real, for real. 'Cause that's really what it came down to, right? Okay, you come back in game two. You don't have none
Hmm.
of these players, right? Donovan Mitchell scoring 48 doesn't bother me because he finally getting a chance to get off on the offensive end. So I'm not tripping on that. I know for a fact that if I need him on the offensive end, he can do that, right? But my other guys are playing, they're playing good basketball. Shots are just not falling. So I'm not about to over panic. I'm just about to find them ways to get them better shots. And the biggest way I can get them better shots is take advantage of what the defense is giving me. I can't be, you can't stop my team in the paint. So I just need to be able to have young guys that can
But
run.
we know damn well in this day and age, when it comes to the NBA, you can't just depend on all points in the paint. You
Don't
can't.
have to depend on all points in the paint. The paint just has to be a threat enough for you to get more wide open shots at the three, which you're already good at. Indiana is
We're
trying to
good.
take the three
We're good
away.
at that, but you see exactly how we're shooting right now. Donovan Mitchell's only made two three
And that's
pointers. But
because
what I'm saying,
listen,
he's
only Donovan Mitchell is shooting like that. Strus has been hitting, and Ty Jerome is shooting like that. Everybody else is lightweight been hitting that need to hit. The other guys that need to hit ain't playing. So we can't say that. You got other guys. That's what I'm saying. Quit acting like you don't have these guys on your team.
but if I'm a coach, I
Guess
mean, yeah,
what?
I don't listen.
The
Listen,
threes that
if
you
I'm a
gave
coach,
Okoro could have went to Sam Merrill, and he could take 9 threes because he's a shooter. Struz
but
could
you
take
can't.
more threes.
So we're gonna go ahead and say those three guys, like you said, don't play tonight. Don't
Yeah,
play on
because guess
Friday.
what?
Don't
Because
play.
guess what? You owe each one of them guys over 20 million a year. Well, you owe them
Okay.
You owe you owe Garland over 20. You owe Mobley over 20. And no, I think Hunter contract still like
I'm gonna remember this conversation that we're
because
having
guess
right
what?
now.
If one of
If
those guys furthers their injury, that hinders your next year. One thing we know about the
I'm
Cavs,
not worried about next year right now. I'm worried about this series.
you are worried about next year. I ain't trying to hear that. Guess what? Guess what?
You over here, but you're looking,
We know from the past 3 years history that every time the Cavs get to this point, somebody important gets injured or
but
things
you're looking, you
go
over
like
here
this
looking at,
every year.
but you're looking at next year right now. This
No,
fucking
I'm
series
looking
ain't
at
all.
the
Yes, you are.
availability of Mike. I'm looking
You just said I'm worried about them in their future.
right.
You just said that.
I
I'm
know
not
I did.
looking at. I'm not
But you
looking
took
at.
the Lakers next year.
I'm
You
not
took
looking at
it
this year.
next year.
You just said that.
I
You
said
said
I said the future, right? Which means if you have again, context matters. It ain't can't be vague. Everything's not vague. It's not black and white. Garland has a big toe injury. He's
I
a
got that.
shifty, herky jerky player.
I
If you
got that.
play him and he gets injured further against a team that's going to absolutely go specifically at that does you no justice. And it defeats the
I got.
purpose of you
I
saying that you have a deep team. It's a contradiction. You have a deep team. If you got a deep team, use the deepness of your team. This is the whole point of having a deep team. You can't like don't be a hypocrite about your own team.
big time. We need our big time players to play too.
Man, we
I don't
need
want to say.
our
I
coaches.
don't. I do not want to. Listen. That's like saying, you know what, Patrick Mahomes, you can sit out this AFC Championship game. We know you got a toe. We know you got a toe injury. We know you got a
No,
thumb
it's
injury.
not. That
But
is
yeah, that's literally what you're asking.
that's
Or
not
better
true.
yet, that's literally
No,
what you're
you
asking.
would have
You
said I'm saying Kelsey.
you
I'm saying Jones. I could have took that, but Donovan Mitchell was playing, so you can't say Patrick Mahomes because Donovan Mitchell was
okay? But you still okay? But Patrick Mahomes can't win the whole game by his damn self. He still needs his other players to play. You know that for a fact. That's pretty much always said. Okay, you know
they
what,
lost the
Kelsey?
game by one more. That's what I'm saying. They lost the game by one, bro. They didn't get
I don't
smoked.
care if we lost by okay, but we're still. But I don't care if we lost by one or lost by 21. We're still down 2-0.
That's one or two plays in the game.
So then so are we gonna be having the same conversation pretty much? If and that's a big and I hope we don't get this. We're down 3-0. Then what do you do?
It sounds like you're asking me what's happening of something that ain't happened yet. You're on
I'm
Tuesday,
saying right now
we're in the
we gave
playoffs. We're in the
we
playoffs.
get
Game by game.
we
We're in the
gave
playoffs.
away
Game by game.
okay,
That mentality of what if we lose and all that, that's exactly how teams get.
we gave away home field and we get home
We
field,
didn't
home
give
court
it away.
advantage.
Listen, we didn't give it away. We had a few plays that we didn't make, and they made plays riding off high energy from the last series. That's just playoff basketball. That's just how it works.
I don't want to hear the same conversation
And
for
guess
some
what?
reason on after Friday.
Boston lost. OKC lost. And guess
Yes, they
what?
did.
It looked like Minnesota. Man, guess what? Most of the favorite teams in the second round is like this. That's why you're in the second round. The second round isn't for cakewalks. That's what the first round for. The second round is usually a dogfight. That's how it works. This is where you show your level of coaching, your level of utilization of the roster you put together to get to this point. This
And
is
get
where
you
it
to the
all culminates. This is where it all matters. So don't
we
tell me
need
that
but
we
we
can't
still
still
need
beat Indiana as a 64 win number one seed, number two seed overall in the league because Garland got a big toe injury. Mobley got an ankle injury, and motherfucking Hunter got a dislocated thumb. That's
And
fine.
those are three key pieces that we need
There
that
are
literally has
more
been helped.
pieces. You
They
still
have
have two all
they are
stars.
three key pieces that we have been using to help us get to the record that we're at. And here you are over here telling us, you know what, they just need to go ahead and sit back and chill and just get healthy and stuff like that.
Yes, because our team should still beat this team. That's what I'm saying. This is the part that you're overlooking. You act like I'm not saying this blatantly and I'm saying something
You're
wrong.
asking guys who have never played in a certain
That's
position
a
in a
lie.
certain
This
spot.
same team been together 3 years, Maul. They've been to the playoffs. Stop lying, Maul.
You're saying these same people are asking them to play the same role or different roles that they've been used to. You think Ty Jerome been asked to start a shitload of games
Ty
all
Jerome
season
want
long?
big money
No.
next year, and he want to be treated like he should have got the $6 million
We
a year
time out,
for
time
it.
out, time out.
And he
You the
need
one
to
who's
play.
we're not
Yeah,
talking about next year. Now we're
I'm
talking about
saying,
this game.
listen, that's what he thinking about though. He thinking about his money next year. So if you
He
thinking
ain't
about
think
getting paid next off season, you need to play now. Produce now. You getting the shots, you getting the looks. It's not like they stopping you. It's not like you're not getting the looks. They're just not falling. So I'm not mad at you because it's not like you're playing outside of yourself and you look bad. No, the
one.
shots are just not falling. The same shots that you've been hitting all year, they just not falling. They'll
We
fall
just,
again.
I still say at least one of these three people that are out. If we get back Darius Garland, that's a blessing.
That
I'll
is
take
a
that
long
too.
shot.
If
That's
we
a
if we get and if we get back DeAndre Hunter, I'll take that too. That's fine. But I'd rather have Evan Mobley back. You know, I'd rather have him.
the two
You
that you
know,
want
because
back the most is the most high
be,
risk,
because the
and they
guy
are
because
also the most important because and okay, again, I'll take the blame. I'll take the blow of you're looking at next year. This is not what I'm doing, but I'm just looking at reality. Both of these guys make 40 plus million a year. I need you available at 100 or as close as possible. Me playing
nobody
you at 65% does not help me.
nobody is playing. No, not everybody is playing at 100% right now in this postseason.
That's fine, but you playing at 65% doesn't help me. You're playing at 65% and still injured. It doesn't help me. It doesn't. This totally is a contradiction to having a deep team. Don't tell me you 13 players deep and that should help you win a championship.
You're
And then
10
you
players deep
lose
now.
four
Well,
players and you act like you still can't use the other 10 to listen. A lot of teams, majority of the teams, 95% of the teams in the league don't have four all-stars. You still have two all-stars available, a six-man of the year and a coach of the year with multiple players who's been on your team in your system for multiple years. I don't want to hear that. Go out there and get the fucking win with what you got on the floor. Because you can do that with the personnel you going against.
yeah, but most of the people that were playing that were injured today. Well, two of the three guys that were injured today pretty much were never hurt all like that. Evan Mobley probably sat out because of like rest or something like that. DeAndre Hunter didn't play. He played pretty much every game. Donovan Mitchell, well, obviously he sat out. But at least if Donovan Mitchell sat out, Darius Garland was playing, and it was kind of vice versa, and we can offset that. Today, hold on, I'm looking at something right now. Indiana played 11 guys, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, Indiana played 11 guys. We played 10.
Play 10.
No, no, I'm sorry. We played 9
Right. We should have played 12.
because Chuma
Ain't
didn't
no matchup,
play.
man.
Ch-
So, closing
Chuma
thoughts,
didn't.
man. What you got, man? What's your closing thoughts, man?
We dug ourselves a pretty big hole here. We did. The one hope that I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure they're probably looking at it. They probably hopefully they're looking at this like also too. Is I think it will be I think this would be a good thing for them to go onto the road Because now Indiana got all the pressure. They ain't got the pressure on them. It's still on us. Indiana's probably coming back to the house, thinking like, okay, guys, we got this in the bag. All we need to do, let's just go ahead and take care of home. Let's take care of everything we need to take care of here, and then everything else can just fall into place. All we need is, Cavaliers are like, listen, guys, let's just go here and let's get this one on Friday. We get this one on Friday, cool. Momentum build up. Then we got to play again on Sunday. Then let's say, okay, then if one of the guys, the three that was injured, maybe now we'll have two of the guys back. Maybe Mobley and Hunter will come back on that day. Cool beans. But then right now, what I'm looking at is right now is that if or when it does go to a game five, we got to play back. That's back to back. We got to come back. Like literally, it'll be. Let's see. We play game three on Friday, game four on Sunday, game five on Monday. We can do it.
That's playoff basketball. This is why I'm saying this. And so again,
Yeah,
with Garland's injury, you know what I'm saying? And this is my whole closing thought, right? Regardless with the location and severity of that injury, it's not worth him returning. His playoff season is over unless the Cavs go to the finals. Your playoffs are over, Darius. You had a great year. You redeemed yourself. You redeemed your name.
he
It
ain't
puts
redeemed
respect
shit.
on you.
I'm not
As far
saying
as I'm
that.
concerned, Darius, at 24 years old, Darius, you're okay, bro. You did what you could. You need your big toe. Your big toe is a big part of your game. If your big toe ain't at least 90%, I can't even get the version you I'm paying for. So chill. Evan Mobley is 7 foot and maybe 230 pounds with an ankle injury. Because you're 7 foot, the severity and importance of that ankle injury outweighs everything. So until I know you're not gingerly moving against a team that's going to make you pivot and move all over the place, you're not playing. Hunter, you could play with a dislocated thumb because they have a brace for that. Unless your dislocated thumb is giving you a lot of pain, then you need a few days. So if it's one of those where it's giving you the pain, that bitch kind of jammed up on you, then no, you shouldn't play. Because guess what? All of y'all are important cores to the long term success of my team. And because
So
my
pretty much,
team is 13 deep, I still got 10 other guys with two All Stars, a Coach of the Year, and a top 6 man, and two, and at least one 6 man of the year candidate that should be able to propel me. The rest of the teams in the NBA don't even have that or barely got that going on their teams. So we still have enough to compete. I pay you guys, you should go out here and win me a game or two or four if I ask you to. Y'all not kids. Y'all all been in the league. Majority of y'all been in the league 5, 6 years. The only youngest is Bates, Tyson, and Porter. Go out there and get it done.
I'm saying, guys, rest up. You got 2 days off. Those guys who are injured, and that includes Donovan Mitchell, rest up. You got a day and a half. You pretty much got 2 days to rest. Get yourselves ready. You're gonna go into a hostile place in Indiana because they're gonna be expecting like, oh guys, we're up 2-0 and stuff. They're gonna be coming into the house, chilling, thinking like, okay, guys, we got this. We cool. If they take one game, all right, let them take this one game, and then the real game. The moment the moment we take game three, then it's gonna be like, all right, well, we can't let them have game four because we know they get game four, game five, coming back to the crib.
He's
If
over.
everybody, oh yeah, we can take that, then we can beat them in six.
And I think it is to keep this in mind too, Jamal. Remember Golden State versus Toronto. And remember how pressing Messed up their whole continuous thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that right now. We got enough guys to go out there and win. Go win. That's what championship teams do. And then we can really put a stamp on, oh, Cleveland deep. They was missing three important pieces and still took four straight from Indiana. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear because he ain't had it. I don't care. I don't care we don't got them. You got guys who getting paid. Go get the win.
The coaching got to be better. I'll give you credit on what you said about that. Put the right guys in the right position to do the right thing to get the right play done. We had it when we had a lead. We had a 5 point lead with a minute to go. That's closing time. We know who the ball should get to. Put guys in the right position to get it done.
No, that's a fact. That's a
So
fact.
we'll be all
Man,
right. So,
man, it
but
was
all
a
right,
pleasure
sure.
rapping with you tonight, Mom. Man, I
Good.
seen you had it. It was all on you. You know what I'm saying? I know you had to get that off your chest and shit. You know.
Man, we all did, you know what I'm saying? So, y'all, once again, Sports Fans Podcast. Go ahead, D. Tell them where they can find you at, brother.
And D Trent, Game Changer Sports Talk, Industry Sports, man. You can find it Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, various other streaming platforms. You can definitely catch it on all social sites. Um, Find D Trent on all social sites. You know what I'm saying? And catch the Ships podcast every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. You know what I'm saying? My other five co-hosts, man, we really be getting it in. So and if you come through and rap with us, man. It's been a pleasure with you, Maul, as always, bro.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. My name's Jamal. You can always catch me on here, or you can always catch me on the NFL podcast when we talk every Tuesday, or you can catch me on Facebook or IG. Just look me up. You know, you'll have mostly my boy Bandit, and you'll have the sports diva herself on here, usually talking all types of sports on here. But once again, this is a special edition of the Sports Fans Podcast, and until hell, maybe Friday once again, when the game's over, you never know. Until then, y'all, we out of here. One love, peace.